Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. In today's video we're going to be visualizing pre-decimal currency. How many farthings in a shilling? How many shillings in a half crown? How many pennies in a half sovereign? Things like that. We're going to be going through each denomination, adding up, seeing how many of these smaller denominations will fit within that coin. And we get to some of the higher ones like how many pennies and farthings in a pound. We're going to need a lot of coins. So let's have a look. Start visualizing this currency. We're going to start off with the farthing denomination. This is 1/4 of a penny. Now, there were smaller denominations, things like the half farthing, as we see here. These coins were all demonetized in the 1860s and weren't as much used, and I don't have as many to use for this demonstration, so we're going to start off with the farthing. So the farthing is 1/4 of a penny. There it is. Now, the next denomination up needed 2 farthings. If you had 2 farthings, that's then a half of a penny, so you have a half penny. Now we introduce the next denomination, which is the penny. So a penny was, of course, then 2 half pennies, and that would be 4 farthings. So these are all equal amounts of money, 4 farthings, 2 half pennies, or a penny. Now the next denomination is the 3p coin, which can either be a brass threepence like this later on, or in the earlier times a silver threepence like this. I'll use the silver one to demonstrate this one. So 3p, as I'm sure you'd expect, is therefore 3 pennies. That would then be 6 half pennies. And that would then be 12 farthings. So as we can see, this tiny little 3p coin here in the corner is worth 12 of these farthings. So that's quite a lot of metal in comparison. So all equal amounts, we've got 12 farthings, 6 half pennies, 3 pennies, and a 3p. Now we'll move up the denominations again to the next denomination, which is the 6p piece. As we see here, we add the 6p. 6p now needs 2 3p, so we'll add another 3p. There we go. That's of course going to need 6 pennies, so we'll add 1, 2, 3 more pennies. That's then going to need 12 half pennies, so we'll add even more half pennies. There we go. And as for farthings, well, we're going to need a lot. Now, for those that didn't know, the farthing coin and the 1p coin are pretty much the exact same diameter. They fit together pretty perfectly, a similar thickness and pretty much the same diameter. So for the uses of this video, as I don't have as many farthings, I'm going to use pennies to represent farthings as the same size, same sort of colour, and it gives the same representation of mass of coins, because I'll just need so many farthings due to their small denomination. There's the farthings added. So a 6p coin is 2 3p, 6 pennies, 12 half pennies, and 24 farthings. But of course, it goes on, and there is more. Next up is the shilling, as we see here. So let's add this to the board and see how many coins we're going to need to equal this with smaller denominations. So down here in the bottom right, I've added the shilling now, meaning a shilling as a 12p coin will need 2 6p, so we'll add another 6p. It's then going to need 4 3p, so let's find some more 3p. 1, 2, there we go, 4 3p is 2 6p and a shilling for the silver coins. Onto the coppers, as a 12p coin we're going to need 12 pennies. So let's add the rest to that. Curl it round there, so that's 12 pennies. We're then going to need 24 half pennies. Add 12 more to our existing line there. There we go. And for the farthings, we're now going to have to add another 24 to get 48 farthings. There we go, all has been added. So 1 shilling, 2 6p, 4 3p, 12 pennies, 24 half pennies, and 48 farthings. That's a lot of coinage just for one coin. But of course, it just keeps going up. The next denomination, that's right, you've guessed it, is the florin. The florin coin is worth 2 shillings, as it says on the coin. So basically everything down here is going to need to be doubled for this coin. Let's do it. So I've shuffled things around. We're going to need a lot more space to add this florin. So put the florin there. And now we're going to need 2 shillings. As I said, it's a 2 shilling coin. There is a second shilling. That's going to need then 4 6p. 4 of those, and now I will cut and update you when I've added all the other coins. There's a lot to add. It is done. Look at that. We've got the 2 shillings here, the florin there, which is then 2 shillings. We have 4 6p there, and then 8 3p here. We now have 24 pennies, 48 half pennies, and 96 farthings there. Almost 100 farthings just for this one coin. But as you know, it will only keep going up, as the next denomination to add is the half crown. As we can see here, a lovely, lovely coin. Now so far these are all double. The florin is double the shilling, The shilling is double the sixpence is double the threepence for the silvers, and for the bronze coins, these are double that, and those are double them. However, the half crown is actually 2 shillings and 6 pence, so that will change it up. We don't have to double it every time. So for the florin and shilling, I'll have to add another coin in there to make it the right amount. Everything else, though, they can be staying in their denomination style. So half crown is 2 shillings and 6 pence, so add a 6 pence. That's then, we need 2 more shillings. There we go, added those. So then this 2 shillings and 6 pence is going to be 5 sixpences. So that's 1 more to add to this line. 5 sixpences is going to be 10 threepences. So we just have to add 2 more. This line's a bit damaged. Add those 2 more. Then to add 6 pence again, we're going to add 6 pennies to this line there. That means we're going to add 12 half pennies to that one. There we go. So that's a half crown worth of half pennies. And now if we added 12 here, we're going to add 24 more farthings to this one. So there we go. Everything added now. We have a half crown, which is worth 2 shillings and a 6 pence, which can be done with 4 actual shillings and a 6 pence. We've got 5 sixpences, 10 threepences. We then have 30 pennies, which is 60 half pennies, and 120 farthings there, all for this one half crown coin. But as I say, that is just a half crown. And as I'm sure you know, there was a crown coin. So, there's the crown. The crown is obviously going to be 2 half crowns. We're going to need a lot more coins here, so I'll bring you back in a minute when I've added, if I even have enough coins to add all this here. So here it is. This is what 1 crown looks like in all the denominations below it. So we have the crown over here. That's then worth 2 half crowns, which is 2 florins and 1 shilling. A crown is a 5 shilling coin, so that's 5 shillings, which is 10 sixpences, or 20 silver threepences there. The crown is a 60 pence coin, so we have 60 pennies here to make up the crown. 60 pennies is then 120 half pennies. Now you can see I've run out. I've had to cheat there by using some fancy editing, hopefully it works, to add in the rest of the half pennies there. So the main event is all these farthings. Obviously I've used pennies, as I said, to hold the places. But that is 240 farthings there. That's what 1 crown looks like in farthings. Now a crown is only a quarter of a pound. So imagine having 4 times all of that as just a single pound. We'll see how many I've got to make it a reality. Now, back in the day, if you were to have 2 crowns like that there, that's then of course half a pound. These are a quarter of a pound each. Half a pound would therefore be a half sovereign. As we can see here, a lovely gold coin now as a half sovereign. So how many of the other smaller denominations are in a half sovereign? Let's see if we can find out. Because I've run out of half pennies, we're going to eliminate them, but obviously just remember it's going to be twice as many as this and half as many as this. So you should be able to visualize and imagine how many half pennies there would be. So for these silver and gold coins, we have here a half sovereign up the top there, which is equal to 2 crowns. That is then equal to 4 half crowns, which is 5 florins, which is 10 shillings, which is 20 sixpences, which is 40 threepences. So that's the silver and gold side of things done. And now we'll have to move on to getting so many bronze coins out here on the table. It's done. Each group of denominations on this table is equal to this half sovereign. So we've got the half sovereign, all the silver that could equal it, 2 crowns, all the different things that I showed you before. And now we move on to the pennies. That is 120 pre-decimal pennies there that are equal to that half sovereign. That's a lot of coins for just half of a pound. But it gets crazier, because 4 times that, here is 480 farthings. 480 coins for that one small half sovereign. Here they are. Now just imagine trying to carry that round with you if you wanted to buy something for literally half of a pound. That is a lot of coins, but of course it doesn't end there, because that is only half of a pound. And we all know that there were pound coins back in the day too. The gold sovereign, of course, is worth 2 half sovereigns. We need another half sovereign. So we've got the sovereign, which is 2 half sovereigns, which is then going to be 4 crowns. There we go. 8 half crowns, and so on. So let's do the final update for a pound coin in all the different denominations, if I have enough. Let's find out. We will start with these silver coins, then we can then move them to make more space for all the bronze ones. So, a gold sovereign is worth 2 gold half sovereigns. That is then worth 4 crowns, which is 8 half crowns, as we see here. That is then 10 florins, which is then 21 shilling coins. As we know, there is 20 shillings to the pound. There we go. That means there's then 40 of these sixpences. And there would be 80 threepences, but I don't have enough to show that, so I have to get rid of those. So there we go. That's what silver coin denominations look like to make up to the £1. And now we'll add more to move on to the bronze coins. So there it is, 1 Great British Pound before 1971 in pennies. That is 240 individual penny coins, and they're already big coins, so they take up a lot of space and is a lot of metal. The weight of all that will be on screen now, so you can imagine carrying that around, or just a casual sovereign back in the day. Obviously no one would actually have carried around this much coins. Let's just sort of visualize how many you would need to have that. Now actually, just as a little fun fact, I was using every single one of my spare pennies apart from one, so I almost had to use my date runs, but luckily had one spare. 241, now that's more than £1 in pennies there on the table. Now 4 times that, at 960 individual coins, are the farthings. Now I mean, look, this isn't even enough. This is 906. Every farthing and penny I own, 906, so we need 54 more. Just imagine, even more than that is needed. 54 more coins than this. Just for £1 in pennies. Sorry, in farthings. That is a lot of coins. Over 900 and still not enough. Obviously, no one, as I said, will actually carry that around. But just imagine if you saved up farthings for years and you managed to save up this much. You got this many coins saved up. Take it to the bank and you can't even get a sovereign. That is how small a denomination the farthing was. So there we go. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It took me ages to make and I really appreciate the support. So thank you for watching, and please join us again for some more coins in the future on Bits and Bobs. Bye!